Hello, beautiful world. Welcome back to the Morgan Clubhouse, also known as my YouTube channel. And today, are you ready to go on an epic meat bread adventure experiment? Because Itchy, his bro Scratchy, and me came up with this little concoction right here, which is legit bread. However, you can see she is still in her whole loaf form because we have not tried it yet. And this little recipe is something I legit made up in my head. So I have no clue like how this thing is going to turn out. But I hope with your magical vibes, his little epic soul, and my little crazy mind, we came up with something that is pretty epic. And I figure if it turns out to be a little bit too juicy or moist, we can always air fry it up and put a little butter on it. Because I mean, come on, what isn't better with butter on it, right? Right? Oh wait, hold up. There you go. And there are no pork rinds in this recipe. It's legit just like some meat, eggs, and just a couple more ingredients that you'll see as we go along. And I'm super excited that you're with me. I thank you so much for being here. But before I keep rambling on, why don't we just get going on making this epic of meat bread so we can find out how she turns out in the end. And I'm hoping, like, the goal of this little meat bread is that, because I was like kind of in the mood for something different, so I'm hoping that this will turn out to where if I toast it, it'll be perfect with my bone marrow on the days that I'm not eating sardines. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Could we have made, could it have been possible that we made the epic loaf of bread? We're soon to find out. So are you ready to get started on this epic adventure? Do you want to tell them? Do you want to count with them? Yeah? Okay, here we go. Un, deux, trois. Let's start making our meat bread. First step we are going to take is I'm going to make meat broth. In other words, I am going to boil the ground beef that we're going to use in our meat bread. So we will have meat broth to drink, which is absolutely delicious. And the meat, we're going to boil it up. And then tomorrow, we're going to make the bread with the meat. So I'm going to I'm actually putting 2 bottles of these and a bottle of San Pellegrino, because the San Pellegrino, to me, has a nice little flavor that it brings out the minerals a little bit more. But this meat is going to be nice and juicy to make our meat bread out of. I can't wait for you all to see how delicious this is. It really is good, and I'm excited. Okay, let's go. Here is our boiled meat the next day. I'm going to go ahead and drain off the broth, which you can see the fat and all that is in there, and then use the meat to use as a base for our meat bread. I'm so excited for you all to see this. I used to make it all the time when I first started Carnivore a few years ago, and it is so fire. I'm excited. Let's go. I am so excited. Okay, this is the meat after we drained it. This is our meat broth. 93.7 beef is right here, 1 pound. There is our beef broth, and then there's a little extra tallow that I accidentally dumped on the countertop, so who knows what we're going to end up doing with that. Maybe it'll go in my hair, who knows. However, I'm so excited because this is going to go with our roasted bone marrow today. And you guys, when you see, all we're going to do is add some eggs and a couple little other things, and it is so freaking yummy. I used to make this all the time. Okay, I'll stop rambling and let's move on. Pick up a new blender, food processor, and like little smoothie situation from Costco. And this is what the blender looks like. And we're gonna use her because I don't want to be using the same blender that I do my armor colostrum in, because I just don't. But for all my babies that love this kind of thing, here we go. Ooh. And back to the beautiful meat bread. I have my eggs right here. I have my beef right here. And since I'm like legit making this recipe up as we go along, we'll see how she goes. I do have some salt from Redmond's right here. And because we are doing something so basic without pork rinds and having to whip up egg whites and all that good stuff, I am going to use, don't come for me if you are not into baking powder, because once in a while we need to have it. So I'm going to add probably a tablespoon and a half to the whole loaf, which is using, I would say, I didn't weigh it out. I'm going to guess though. I'm just guesstimating 12 ounces of meat after we boiled it out. I don't know. We'll see. However, like boiling is not the same as cooking it on the stove. Cooking on the stove, you're going to dry it out. This keeps it nice and juicy like us, okay? So I'm guessing, like legit, just from making things in the past, we are just gonna, this is such an experiment. Are you excited about this like I am? Like looking at this meat, knowing it's gonna be a loaf of bread and we're not adding pork rinds to it. We're legit gonna make this like magic. And I thought about using some ghee. I actually just put this in a cup of coffee to try it out. This is a vanilla bean one. However, I thought about just using plain ghee, like unflavored, or just using like Kerrygold butter, because Kerrygold butter is really yummy. And I do not like to bake or get raw butter hot because it doesn't make sense to me because you're like pasteurizing it, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Anyway, so let's go ahead and add to our new little blender here this little magical ingredients. I'm gonna go get the oven going. I didn't put it on yet because I knew that the noise is kind of annoying in the background. However, we are gonna put this bad boy to the test. Are we ready for it? And like I said, I have no idea on the measurements. I'm just gonna go with how many eggs I have. And I just so happen to have, what, 5? Okay, there's 7 in here. I'm gonna go grab another one because I want to do at least 8 eggs to this, and we'll see the texture, the consistency, and I'm excited. Are you excited? Because we're doing this together. We're going to find out if this really is going to make magical bread. Okay, so far that is number 3. And for those of you that don't like to separate eggs, this is like your BFF. We got 3 more here, and I need to go grab another one. I'm excited to see how this blender works. It is bigger than the one I use for my little smoothie, whatever you want to call it, action. And like I said, I'm going to go grab another egg. Okay, so there we go. I'm going ahead and use 8 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and put all the meat into the blender. Now, okay, let's be realists here. Don't smell this after you like blend it up, because I'm not exaggerating. It kind of doesn't smell like heaven. Okay, we'll just go there. It doesn't smell like heaven. However, the ingredients are heaven. And like I said just a second ago, of course, where did I put I didn't even bring my Kerrygold or my ghee over here. All right, I'm going to go ahead, add some salt. We're going to add some baking powder. I'm going to go grab the butter, put it in here, and we're going to start blending it. Consistency, which is really light and fluffy, which doesn't surprise me by how many eggs we put in. However, I forgot I had this in my cabinet, and baby dolls, I always say, keep an ace in the hole. And I think I'm going to add just a couple tablespoons of this Carnivore crisp, like beef flour, and see if that makes a difference. Like, normally, I would even try it like it is, but I just want to see what's going to happen. So I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of this, blend it up, and pour it into our baking dish. So I poured the batter inside our little baking dish, which is like, it has some extra butter on it from when I was making my little Carnivore crack. And my Carnivore crack is like butter that you brown. Like, I think I used a stick of Kerrygold. with dehydrated meat. I'll share with you, but anyways, if you wonder what that is, it's from the Carnivore crack. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the oven, and we're gonna go at 375 degrees. If you hear the water in the background, that is me being a good little queen over here and rinsing that blender immediately so it doesn't get nasty. Okay, like sidebar. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven at 375. I'm not sure how long. I'm gonna guess the beginning, like 30 minutes, and then we'll check her. And if she smells like we're following our nose like Toucan Sam, then we will go ahead and check her earlier. Let's do this. I'm sorry. Like, thank you so much for doing this with me. Like, I cannot tell you. I mean, I legit made up this recipe, so we're gonna find out how good this recipe is together. And you are my freaking angel inspiration to do this. Let's go. I just took her out, and I tested earlier, and it does come out clean. Just wondering, like, it's a little bit bouncy. However, it is gonna cool. And you know what? My thought process is here, if it ends up being a little bit too, like, moist, don't come for me. If it is a little bit too moist, we can always toast it in the air fryer. However, so far, so good. She's looking loafy to me. Like, obviously, there's eggs in it, and maybe that's a little bit of butter. I don't know yet. You guys, we're doing this together. Are you guys excited like I am? Just wondering if I should put her back in the oven. Like, I'm just going to leave it. We're just going to leave it, and if we make a next loaf, which I'm sure we will, then we'll go from there. What do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments. Is this going to work or not? Oh, okay, I'm going to do my makeup and get ready for lunch and just let her cool right now, and then we'll take her out later. So I went ahead and I put her on some paper towels because when I did take her out of the silicone, she was a little bit on the moisture side. So let's see if I can do this while I'm holding my phone and I'm cutting a slice, and look at what she looks like. Okay. Obviously, in the blending process, we have a little bit of the egg that didn't go all the way through. However, looking at the texture, she is a little bit wetter than, you know, like a cracker. However, I really do believe if we put her in the air fryer that she would make some pretty good toast. So let's go ahead, because I'm going to try it toasted and untoasted, with and without the bone marrow. However, I just wanted to share with you like what the texture turned out like, and for what the ingredients are, I think it looks pretty, like, very promising. So let me grab my bone marrow and maybe toast up one of these, and we'll try it without the bone marrow, without toasting, toast her up, and then call it a day. Are we ready for it? I think so. Let's do it. And we are here right now for the taste test. Tooth is out, and we will begin by taking this little piece right here that I broke off from the slice, and it has absolutely no toasting, no nothing, just right off the loaf. You guys, this is fire. Not even being toasted, no butter, and no bone marrow. She is so good. I mean, again, it's a little bit moist. It doesn't taste eggy. However, I'm telling you right now, this is good. This is really good. This is perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bone marrow, toast this little bad boy up, and we'll see. We'll see what happens next. But it tastes this good right now without any like alterations. I am so excited right now. And I'm pretty sure it would probably even work without the the little carnivore crisp flour. I mean, I'll try that next, but this is good so far. I'm so excited. And we will find out what she's like with some bone marrow next. Okay, so these two little pieces right here came out really nice and crispy, like kind of the cracker texture I was talking about. So I'm gonna put a little bit of bone marrow, this bone marrow, right on top of her, and we're gonna go for her and see how she is. Absolutely doing the happy dance. She is fire, you guys. I just toasted her up in the air fryer for a minute, like actually 3 minutes, and with a little bone marrow on her. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. And see, this batch of bones didn't come out like with tons of marrow, but I have a little bit of the extra juices in here, and I'm gonna dip her away, and she is fire. And you guys, I'm telling you, this recipe actually worked out so much better. So I will be back here in just uno momento with some final thoughts. So good. Final thoughts. Oh my goodness, you guys. I think she turned out pretty epic, especially since I legit made this thing up in my little noggin here. And I'm trying to think of like what I would do to tweak it just to make it a little bit more perfected. However, I thought it turned out fabulous. And please let me know if you choose to make it. Also, if you have any little concoctions down below that you think I must try, because you better believe I'm going to put all of your luscious ideas to the test. Thank you again for being here, and I'm going to put all of your luscious ideas to the test. Thank you again for being here, and I hope to see you in our next little video. Love and light. Say goodbye, Scratchy. He says bye-bye, piggy kisses, and all the love and light.